Hello and welcome to Swarm of Comics. I'm going to be unboxing a couple of magazine size submissions from CGC today. So quick little video. Let's see what I got on these. Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Randy, your handsome and humble host. I am going to be doing a quick unboxing of a couple of magazine size submissions I sent to CGC. One is a comic book, one is a DC fanzine. If you've watched any of my past videos, you'll recognize both of these books. One of them is a Golden Age comic, and the other one is a fanzine from the 1970s that was put out by DC. It was kind of like you're probably mostly familiar with Foom, Friends of Old Marvel, and those books from the 70s. They had a pretty good run, but DC also had a run of them. I wasn't even familiar with the DC books until my friend Tom at the Silver Age Comics on Instagram. I apparently always say the name of his channel wrong, so I apologize. But, you know, I'm old and it is what it is. So anyway, sorry, Tom. But Tom picked up a collection of books that were absolutely in mint condition. I know he got some 9/8 in this batch of a bunch of old foam and this DC magazine that I wasn't ever familiar with. And he showed me a couple of pictures of them, and one of them was so stunning I had to have it. Again, you might recognize it if you watched one of my other videos. And I had to have it. I immediately found a copy on eBay. I didn't really care about the condition, so I'm not even sure what this even is. It didn't matter. I just needed to have this. And that is one of the things that's amazing about collecting. Like when you see something you just need to have, you fall in love with it immediately, much like I fell in love with my wife immediately. So it's the same idea. It is. You just know you need to have it and you need to keep it forever and you need to preserve it. I promised to not put my wife and encapsulate her in plexiglass. So the second one was a Golden Age book that I picked up, I think, for steal in an online auction. I don't know whether it was an estate sale. It might have been. But it was fairly cheap. I mean, like way cheaper than it had any business being. So anyway, that's kind of that's the pump you up and excite you for the books. So you might as well just jump right into them. So we'll start with the comic. So Tom, my buddy, who you hear me talk about way too much, he put this in his submission of magazines. I didn't have enough to do a submission of my own stuff. So he submitted it to CGC, it got graded, it came back, he pulled my book out and he packaged it all up so I couldn't spoil it and see what it is. So we're gonna unbox it now with elastic bands. This is not how CGC sends stuff back to you. This is homemade. So I don't know how well he hid the grades because the grade is on, I think, the top and the back of the label and obviously on the front of the label. So this is exciting. That's what this says. Let me see. I'm trying to peek so I don't look at the book. Okay. So this is low grade. I mean, I'm not even sure the cover is attached on this one. I got it backwards. I've got it here. Oh, wait. It's the same on the front and the back. Dick Tracy. So as you can see, this was feature books number 6, Dick Tracy. And this book is from, don't peek, 1937. And as you can see, it's a pretty good size. It's pretty rough around the staples here, might be detached. I'm glad it was a blue universal label, but what a beautiful cover. 1937. Awesome looking book. Red covers, as I always say, love red covers. So if I was going to guess, I'd say this is a 2.5 to a 3. That was my guess. It's pretty clean. The back looks the same. So let's see what it is. 3.5. All right, so a little bit better than I expected. It's probably pretty rough. It's got 3 staples because it's magazine size here. They're all pretty rough, but the rough, and it's got a little rough down there, but it's clean. There's no creases across the cover. It's really thick too. It's going to be hard to see. But it's a magazine size here. So 3.5. I am very happy with that. That is really cool. I love that. I don't have a ton of magazine size slabs, but I am building up a little bit. I just picked one up at a con, another one. So I'm hoping to have enough to display behind me, get a bunch of magazine size ones out there. I mean, there's no rule I can't put this up with comic book size, but in my head, I think that they all have to be magazine size to display. But awesome, awesome book. Again, 1937, feature books number 6, Dick Tracy. I mean, this predates Superman. This was the superheroes of the day, but very cool. Dude, I don't know a lot about Dick Tracy, but is that a little kid who looks really angry, or is it just is the guy really small and angry? I don't know, but that's the first book. Dick Tracy came in at a 3.5. Yes, not Hulk smash, Hulk good. All right, next book. Next book, Tom. Also, I hope you guys didn't see the gray. Oh no, you couldn't see the gray. I'm giggly tonight. I don't know what it is. But just to spoil it, apparently this is a 10.0 white pages. So I'm top of the census, everybody. It's the best graded one ever. So here it is. No big reveal there. Just here it is. So this is number 12, and the book is called Amazing World of DC Comics. This is from 1977. Obviously, it mentions it with photos and articles on her TV counterpart, Linda Carter. And I mean, with the portrait in the background, this bright pink color. Space Ferret Collectibles is going to love this on Instagram. Find him. He loves pink covers. So I saw this book and I had to have it. It's actually some Neil Adams and Dick Giordano work on the back. Now, the cover artist is named Nasser, and I remember I looked it up. I wasn't familiar, but he changed his name. He's still in comics, but his name isn't Nasser anymore. So I'm not going to go on the internet and look it up for you now. But all I know is that this is a 10.0, and that's it. Thank you very much for joining me on the channel today. All right. We're going to do the big tape reveal, and we're going to find out. Okay, so let me tell you, this has got some fading across the top, fading a little bit down the bottom. The back is pretty solid. There's one big crease in the middle right here. You probably can't see it, but it's there. So if I was to guess what this would be, I don't know, how forgiving are they on a book from 1977? It's in good shape. A little bit of curling in the corners, but it doesn't even matter what I paid for it. I don't even know what it's worth. I don't care. Not even going to bother looking it up. That's the funny thing. I'm going to mention this. Speaking of worth, sorry to interrupt my own big reveal, but talking about the Dick Tracy book, this book is so rare. This book is so rare on the census that I don't even know if I'd be able to find out how much this is worth. I don't know if there's enough sales or any in this condition. I think there's a handful of sales on this. So sometimes these rarer books, I mean, this honestly could be worth $100 or it could be worth $500. I wouldn't know until I decided to sell it and put it up for auction. It's always good to know that your collectibles and the things you have are of value, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm honestly not even into this book for very much money. I mean, maybe total with getting it graded, maybe I'm into it $80 or something like that, less than $100. I mean, this has got to be worth more than $100. So I don't even know the value of this. Maybe if somebody else knows it or finds it, maybe you have GP analysis or something else that has better data than I do. But I couldn't find in my research of eBay, heritage auctions, and some places enough sales to even kind of take a guess at what that was worth. And I don't really know what this is worth. I don't know, again, if there's enough sales of this, but it doesn't matter because it's a 10.0 white pages. CGC even put an exclamation point on there. So, all right, enough talking. Let's do the reveal. What do we think it is? I guess 7.5. Are we ready? Hell yeah, I'm right. 7.5. So, again, no Hulk smash. book good. I like it. 7.5. I wonder what Tom's is. I wonder what his came in at. I don't know. But there it is. There is my two magazine size submissions. Dick Tracy. Well, actually, it's feature books. And then this. So again, this is a comic book. It's probably a reprint of newspaper strips. Um, um, and this is a fanzine. This was, I talked about it a little bit. This is not a comic book, and it kind of gives it away in talking about here. This was a fanzine, if you want to call it. It's kind of giving you some background and information and stories and articles and things like that. They were, of course, trying to hop on board the Wonder Woman TV show train back in the 1970s, which I loved. And I loved Linda Carter. I mean, who didn't? But the show was awesome. So that's what this is. This is a fanzine magazine. So it actually says it has unpublished Wonder Woman pages by John Rosenberg. So that's interesting. Mike Netzer cover. Oh, good. This helped solve the mystery that I was talking about. So it says Nasser, Nasser, but he's changed his name and it says Mike Netzer, Netzer. It's also got Mark Evanier text. Mark Evanier, as you might know if you're into comic books, was kind of like Jack Kirby's handler later in the day, and I think he wrote a documentary on him. And he used to work with, or might even still work with, Sergio Aragonés, who does Gru, the Wanderer. And that's cool. So unpublished Wonder Woman pages in here. So while there are some unpublished comic book pages in here, probably kind of giving you, this is probably like the DVD extras. When you watch a DVD, you kind of get the extras of the behind the scenes and things like that. And that's what these fanzines were. And I don't know if these ever really caught on, and I saw some of the other DC ones and they didn't really appeal to me. They were nice, but this was just absolutely stunning. So cool. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today. My little unboxing here. And I don't know how I'll make a thumbnail. Will I be Dick Tracy or will I be Wonder Woman? I don't know. Tune in to find out. Well, you'll already know because you'll see the thumbnail when you click on this video. It's a mystery to me. All right. Again, I'm Randy, Swarm of Comics. Appreciate you coming and joining me on my channel. Like I said at the beginning, I say like I said and again a lot. I have to stop saying that. Help me out here. Like and subscribe, and please leave comments. This is Swarm of Comics. Enjoy your comic books. Got to help me come up with a better ending than that. All right, that's all, folks.